So I welcome you all. So let's take the blessing from our deities. Jai Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Mai ki jai. Gaur Nitai ki jai. Pavan Dev ki jai. Ashuram Bhagwan ki jai. Guru Parampara ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gurudev ki jai. Let's do the prayer. Om Ajnana Timirandhasya Jnana Janashalakaya Chakshurunmitam Mena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Samini Tinamini Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Hare Krishna. So today we are going to see two important shlokas. Shlok number 11 and 12. And these are two very important shlokas. And here in the first shloka, we learn should we worship demigods or not? Devta, whether we should worship devtas or not. In Hinduism, it is often targeted by others as multi-god religion, isn't it? But God is only one. We know that God is only one. Then why so many demigods are worshipped? Is it required? That we'll see in today's shloka. So, shlok number 3.11. Devana bhavayatayena te deva bhavayantu bha parasparam bhavayanta shreya param avapasyatha. Anybody want to read the translation? I will put the slide. Anybody want to read the translation? Hare Krishna Mataji, you want to read the translation, yes, please?
Yes.
Please.
Demigods being pleased by sacrifices will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigod, prosperity will reign for all. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Amrita Mataji. Okay, we will see this. So God is telling us here to do the yagna for demigods. So what will happen with that? We may ask this question, what will happen if we do the yagna? If we do the yagna, we'll get the facilities. So what kind of facilities? We'll get air, rain, light, all these are facilities, right? Basic and must have facilities. So God will give us, demigods will give us all these facilities if we do yagna. So with that, demigods will also fulfill their duties because these are the prescribed duties for demigods. And you will also get what you need for survival. But this does not mean that we have to worship demigods. And this does not even means that demigods are God. If you see, God has made a very beautiful system. Just like our Prime Minister, he says you all have to give income tax. Whoever is salaried person or businessman, they have to give their income tax. We may ask why we should give the income tax. Because God is giving so many facilities to us, right? Facilities like roads, airports, metros, etc. And to avail these facilities, we have to submit income tax. So now we may say that, okay, we all Indians go to the Prime Minister office and give money, give income tax to the Prime Minister. So that way, what will happen? The Prime Minister office will be full of money. It will be filled with complete money. How he can manage that? It is very difficult, right? For Prime Minister office to manage so much of money. So he decided, let's have the income tax commission in each of the state. And then you submit your tax there. And then you will get all the facilities. So like that, God, in order to run this universe, gave responsibilities to devotees. So these demigods are devotees of Lord. So God has given different responsibilities to them. God told demigods that people will come to you, they will do yajna, they will do sacrifice for you. And you demigods don't have to keep these offerings with you. So if you see IT department, don't keep that money into their account, isn't it? They have to pass on this to Prime Minister office. Then only they will get their salary. Like that, Krishna will get the whole sacrifice on behalf of demigods. So we do yagna to the demigods, and demigod will pass all this sacrifice to Krishna. So finally, Krishna is the enjoyer. So demigods are just the representative of Lord. So demigod submit it to the God, and God provide us all the facilities. Facilities like rain, air, water, light. So we get all this through demigod. And this is also called as symbiotic relation. That is, you give sacrifice to demigod, and demigods will give you what you need. So this whole system is under the hood of Supreme Lord. Yagapati is Sri Krishna. In all yagna, when we do, we offer to Vishnu. We always say Vishnu. Because without giving Vishnu, yagna is incomplete. And Vishnu is Sri Krishna. Likewise, bhakti we have to do only for Sri Krishna. May it be Shivji, Ganeshji, Durgaji, they are only representative of gods. They all work for God. Like we have different departments, right? Prime Minister have finance department, you have agriculture department. So they all are representative. And today in Kali Yuga, how you do yagna, that is more important. Today, we don't have pure Brahman, we don't have pure place, we don't have instruments for doing yagna. So God gave us the facility of Sankirtan yagna. So in today's era, the intelligent person will do Sankirtan yagna. So here, you are directly doing yagna for Sri Krishna. Some may ask, we did yagna for Krishna, but all the facilities are coming from demigods. Like Indra will give you rain. Light is given by Surya or moon. Then demigods may become angry, isn't it? And people may say, in my home, we do puja or worship for Shivji, we do worship for Ganapati or Durga Mata. They will get angry. But now the system has changed. What happened after 500 years back, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and he changed the system. Now you don't have to go to IT department to pay the tax, isn't it? Everything is online. So you type incometax.org and you submit your tax. So you now directly do bhakti to Krishna. No indirect channels. Directly offer it to Krishna. So that way, government have made the facilities for us. Similarly, God has also made the facilities for us. So we need not have to go to anywhere else. Directly go to krishnabhakti.com and open and offer your yagna. So you may ask, like, how to do that, how to open that. So that can be done just by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and then reading the Bhagavad Gita, hearing Bhagavad Gita. We can directly do Krishna Bhakti. So, but that does not mean we are insulting demigods. Let's say you are going in the road, you see a temple of Ganesha, Durga. You do pranams. You ask Ganesha, you are doing very nice bhakti of Krishna. Please bless me also. Please let me also do the intense bhakti like you for Sri Krishna. So demigod will not get angry for doing direct Krishna bhakti. Instead, they will be more happy. They will be providing you more facilities. So in this world, you see there are so many problems, right? You have floods, you have droughts, because we are hardly doing bhakti. So we have to follow this system made by God. The relation between demigods and the people, the human beings. So God in Kali Yuga came 500 years back in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he said, offer direct bhakti to Krishna. So we have to remember one thing. First, we have to purify what we are eating. And to purify our food, we offer it to Krishna. If food is not pure, see, food is not pure by you do sanitizing. A lot of people will put vegetables in water, salt. That is all okay. But spiritual sanitization is more important. So when it is prasad, your inner consciousness will get pure. And if your inner consciousness is pure, your mind tissues will get pure. And when your mind will get pure, you know your goal is nothing but liberation. And then we get detached from all the material world and move towards liberation. Then we get the house and other facilities as permanent facilities, not the temporary house, what we have now. Those are all temporary. We need a permanent facility. Right? So that is in the shlok number 3.11. So we'll come to shlok number 3.12. In shlok number 3.12, we'll learn how to become prosperous. The right way to attain prosperity in life. Right? So all the human beings need facilities like air, water, food that we have learned. So for that we have to do yagna. And in this shloka, God is telling us what will happen if we don't do yagna. So what will happen if we don't do yagna? So in this shloka, Ishtana bhoga heva deva dasya te yagna bhavita te datana apradaya ebhya yobhuante stena eva sa. Anybody want to read the translation?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Read. Yeah, Mataji, want to read?
In charge of the various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yajna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief.
Thank you, Mataji. Very nice. Okay. So, God told us that you read Shastra, and in that it is mentioned to do yagna. So you do the yagna, and when yagna is fulfilled, demigod will give you the facility. So from this, we should not understand yagna is for demigod. Right? It is ultimately will go to the God. So we heard a lot of pastimes of Lord. And in one of the Leela was Govardhan Leela. I hope everybody remember that Govardhan Leela. So in that Leela, Krishna's father Nanda Baba did yagna for rain, for demigod Indra. And Krishna told to stop it. So actually what happened? Indra was become very proudy. He thought he is the doer of everything. He is having every control, right? And to teach Indra a lesson, Lord did that pastime. And later Indra realized that he is not the God, but just the representative of Bhagavan. So likewise, human in Kali Yuga, they are not so intelligent, because of which he thinks that demigod is the God. Demigod is running everything, and Krishna is also one of that demigod. But we have to remember that Krishna is only the God. He is the HOD, head of the department. Right? And he is the head of the, he is the topmost. He is the complete head of the organization, and demigods are just the department heads. And each of them are giving us the facilities. So, but what is happening today? Yagna is not happening. You see, hardly anybody is doing yagna. So we are getting all the facilities: sun, light, moon, air, rain, everything we are getting. But yagna is stopped. So God is saying, human, that you have taken all the facilities from demigods, but you are not doing anything for them. And if you don't do anything for them, then you will be called as thief. Stena evasa. That means, stena means thief. So if you are not doing anything for them, then you will be called as thief. So that is why it is very important to do yagna. Human beings thinks, I can develop everything in the laboratory. So actually seeing what we are developing, little plastic products, little glass products, wood furnitures, but all these are taken from nature. So nowadays war is going on. Huh? So a lot of bombs are being produced. Even that is taken from nature. So everything we are taking from nature, but in return, we are not giving anything. What we are giving in return? We are giving only pollution. Can we produce all this grain, milk, water in labs? We cannot. Today's world, the whole world is shortage of food because of this Ukraine war. And we are also hearing that in US, the recession is in the beginning stage. If you see Ukraine and Russia, they are the largest producers of grains, right? And due to the supply shortage, everybody is suffering. So actually what will happen? The demigods will reduce the facilities for us if we don't perform the yagna for them. So here everything we get is from demigods, but demigod is not given anything by us. So demigods is getting the power to give us this facility. So demigods are actually doing the postal service, isn't it? The postman will give you, let's say, money order. That doesn't mean that postman is giving you. Somebody is giving you. He is only acting as the postal service. So now you see in Kali Yuga, we don't have much intelligence. We have very less time to do yagna and understand the Vedas also. We have shortage of time. So if you see on an average, an human, how many yagna he perform? He hardly perform few. One he may perform during his marriage. He may perform. He may purchase some land or house. That time he may do some yagna. And moreover, we don't have the pure place or material to do this yagna. So very difficult that yagna will be successful. And Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Bhagwan at the end of Dwapar Yuga. And over time, the situation is changed now. The circumstances have become more worst. So Krishna came 500 years back in Kali Yuga in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's form. He said, it is not practical to do yagna. So you do Sankirtana yagna. Means Hare Krishna Mahamantra Japa. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So that will become the yagna for Krishna. And that way, demigod also will be pleased. So you may ask how that will please the demigod also. So if you see, when you put water to the plant, you put it on the roots. You don't give it to leaf, flower or fruits of the plant, right? You give it to the root, it will be nourishing everything, all the leaf, flower, fruits. Similarly, you do bhakti for Krishna, all the demigods will be satisfied. So if you give it to the root, then everything will get the water. So that is about shlok number 12, 3.12. To conclude today's session, what we have learned in the two shlokas, in 11 we learned we should worship demigods or not. And why the yagna is so important. And in 12 we learned what will happen if we don't do the yagna. So in complete Bhagavad Gita, see, Krishna is telling us do's and don'ts, what you should do, what you should not do. And here also, similarly, Krishna is telling us you have to do the yagna in the form of Mahamantra. And what you should not do. What will happen if you don't do the yagna? So in Kali Yuga, God has given such a simple process of doing yagna through Sankirtana. So that is about these two shlokas. I thank you all for giving the time to hear Supreme Lord. So thank you very much. If you have any questions or you want to add anything, we can discuss.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Dhanavad Pranam, Anukul Prabhu.
Actually, Krishna is the first environment in Bhagavatam, 10th chapter. One chapter itself is there for environment actually. He is explaining how environment is important and how we should protect environment. He himself is explaining Vyasdev is explaining about environment in 10th chapter actually, Bhagavatam.
Yes, Prabhu.
How the demigods are just given postal service.
How demigods they can post to can say for environment and like that way. That Vyasdev has explained in 10th canto actually. And some 10th canto, some chapter is, I don't remember exactly chapter, but one chapter is there actually. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Please rejoin tomorrow again, because through devotee association we can fulfill the basic need of Mahaprabhu Sankirtan. Thank you for joining. With all your permission, we'll end the session. Hare Krishna. Srila
Hare
Prabhupada ki jai.